Welcome back to Gung Ho Movie Recap. Today, we'll talk about a 2018 biographical war film called A Private War. Watch out and take care. The movie begins in 2001 when war correspondent Marie Colvin comes home to have some fun with her boyfriend. After that, she is given a new job and travels to Sri Lanka during its civil war. She witnesses it firsthand, and during a trek with the Tamil Tigers insurgent group, Colvin and her crew are ambushed by the Sri Lankan army. Despite her attempt to surrender, an RPG fires in her direction, wounding her to the point that she loses her left eye. Afterward, Colvin decides to wear an eye patch. Undeterred, Colvin is still determined to look for new stories, and argues with her boss, Sean Ryan, about conflicts she wants to cover, including the war in Iraq. During the war, she meets fellow war photographer Paul Conroy. Together they drive around the country and eventually come across a mass grave site where they publicize a mass killing. She leads other reporters in creating the perfect story so that they can share it to the public adequately. Not everyone agrees with the way the story should be published, but it is determined that they should publish it anyway. The world's wars experience take their toll on Colvin, and she keeps mourning the sight of seeing a deceased girl in Iraq. She eventually goes to see a shrink but continues to visit and report on war zone. She visits Afghanistan and sees the aftermath of an ambush where civilians have died in large numbers. She lives in London when not traveling the world, and begins a relationship with Tony Shaw. In 2011, when tensions are brewing in Libya, she decides to interview Muammar Gaddafi. She realizes that he is willing to start a civil war to hold on to power. All of this despite the fact that Western powers would move in to remove him from power. She then witnesses the Arab Spring in Libya and documents the war as well as fall of Gaddafi. Her psychological state worsens, and after she receives many awards at home, she begins to cut back on reporting. However, her boss asks her for more war stories. In February 2012, Conroy and Colvin decide to cover the conflict in the city of Homs, where they find 28,000 Syrian men, women, and children caught in the crossfire. After Conroy and Colvin send their story to Ryan, Colvin decides to broadcast to CNN to bring awareness to civilian casualties. As Marie, Paul, and another reporter, Remy Aklik, flee the building they had used as a media center, the street is peppered with explosions. Paul, injured and shell-shocked, wakes to find Colvin and Aklik killed from the explosions and subsequent pile-up of rubble. The movie ends with imagery of the devastated city of Homs, followed by an interview of the real Marie Colvin. Subscribe for more videos and be sure to check out my books on Amazon.